بسم الله وعلى بركة الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أدى الأمانة وبلغ الرسالة ونصح الأمة وجاهد في سبيل حق جهاده جزاه الله عنا أوفر الجزاء. Sisters and brothers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. It's a pleasure to be talking to you today in this great conference, great gathering of minds. I am, however, sorry and I apologize that I have not been able to come and be with you in person. Although you cannot see me and I cannot see you physically, I am with you spiritually. I am with you with my feelings and my thoughts, and inshallah we shall have opportunities later on to meet and get together. We are talking today about education, medical education. Medical education has grown tremendously in the past 20 years. It has become a discipline. It has become a specialization. It has developed many tools of analysis, many new tools of research. It has also developed and experimented with new approaches to teaching medicine, understanding medicine, and practicing medicine. We are very happy with these developments, and I'm sure there will be more developments in the future so that future generations of doctors will be taught in a better way. I use the word taught with a reservation, because as medical education expands, it is becoming more of self-learning, self-teaching, and not teaching as was known in the traditional approaches. As we get to learn about new tools and new concepts in medical education, we need to try to situate them. We need to try to locate them. We need to try to relate them to our own intellectual history, our own heritage. Because if we can do that, then those ideas, those tools, those concepts will make more sense to us, and we can use them in a more effective way. So I want to talk to you about an approach of teaching medicine through use of problems. A lot of times people talk about this problem-based learning as something new, something that was discovered recently. I beg to differ with this concept. Problem-based learning has existed all through human history. Humans have always been learning new approaches, new solutions by facing problems. So using problem-based learning in medicine is not something new. It is something that has always been there. The difference is that now we are talking about it in a very systematic way, whereas before it was more informal. I would like to say that the Quran is a very good example of learning through problems. And I would like also to assert that the Sahaba, the companions of the Prophet radiallahu anhum, were the best generation of Muslims. Why? It is because they were the generation that understood the Quran in the best way. They understood it very deeply. The understanding was far superior to our understanding today. Now, what is the secret to their deep understanding of the Quran? The secret was that they learned the Quran through problem-based learning. Whereas in our times, we just read the Quran as a book and try to understand it. For them, they learned it through problems. To understand this, we need to go back to review the way the Quran was revealed. The Quran was not revealed in one go, one time, in one book as we have it today. The Quran existed in the heaven in one volume, Mus'haf, that we read today. But to be revealed to the Prophet and through him to the Muslims, it came down in pieces, bits and pieces. Nazal Quran munajjaman. It didn't all come in one piece. It came in pieces, bits and pieces, one ayah at a time, 2 verses at a time, until all of it was completed. It also was not revealed in the same order that we read it. Why? It was because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in His wisdom, wanted the first generation of Muslims to understand the Quran very deeply. For that reason, a verse was revealed when there was an actual problem in the community that related to it. So when people read the verse of the Quran, they could relate it to a real problem that they were experiencing, and they would understand that verse more deeply. This is basically what we do with medicine. When we teach medicine and medical concepts and medical practices to students through problem-based learning, this is exactly what we do. They have got a problem, and then they find a solution to it. This type of teaching makes sure that somebody gets very deep understanding. And this is exactly what happened with the first Muslims, the Sahaba, the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. So I would like to illustrate this approach by recounting to you how Muslims were taught about alcohol and intoxicants and how to stop drinking them. According to Quranic methodology, it didn't all come in one go. It came in stages. A hadith is reported from Abi Ma'shar, from Abi Wahab, and the servant of Abi Huraira, and from Abi Huraira himself. The hadith says, حُرِّمَتِ الْخَمْرُ ثَلَاثَ مَرَّاتٍ. Intoxicants were prohibited 3 times. قدم رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم المدينة وهم يشربون الخمر. The Prophet reached Medina and people were drinking intoxicants. ويأكلون الميسر. They were also involved in gambling. فسألوا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. So people asked the Prophet about these 2 things. فأنزل الله تعالى على نبيه. So a verse of the Quran was revealed to the Prophet, which says, يسألونك عن الخمر والميسر قل فيهما إثم كبير ومنافع للناس وإثمهما أكبر من نفعهما. They are asking you about intoxicants and maisar. Say there is a lot of evil in both of them, but also there could be some minor benefits for people. But the evil is much bigger than the advantage and the benefit. So the people understood that this has not been prohibited, but they pulled back because now they were told that these 2 people, these 2 things have got a lot of evil in them. They continued drinking, but less, until one time, one of the days, صلى رجل من المهاجرين. One of the muhajirin led prayer. فأما أصحابه في المغرب. He was the imam in Salatul Maghrib. خلط في قراءته. He messed up reading of the verses of the Quran. When that happened, فأنزل الله, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed a verse of the Quran stronger than the first one. And this verse said, يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تقربوا الصلاة وأنتم سكارى حتى تعلموا ما تقولون. O you believers, don't get near salah when you are intoxicated until you know what you are saying. This in Surah An-Nisa, verse 43. So people continue drinking but less, because now they are seeing that it is being prohibited, being narrowed, but not completely. Until the final verse was revealed, which says, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu inna al-khamr wal-maisar wal-ansab wal-azlam, until the end of the verse, rijsun min amali shaitan fajtanibu. This last verse was the final one, which says that intoxicants and all these other evils are the work of shaitan, keep away from them. So you can see that the process of prohibition went through stages, and at each stage there was an actual problem, and then a verse came to solve that problem. So they could relate the verse to the real problem. So this is the best illustration of problem-based learning, and the Quran is full of many examples of problem-based learning. There are books that have been written in this area of Tafsir al-Quran. It is called Asbabun Nuzul, the circumstances or the reasons for revelation. Many verses of the Quran, we know when they were revealed and why they were revealed and the specific problem that they were revealed to resolve. So I want to say, as we talk about problem-based learning, we need to know that this is not something new. This is not something alien to us. It is something that's existed and continues to exist in our religious, intellectual heritage, in our Quran, in our message. So we are therefore inspired not only to translate, not only to learn from others, but also to work deeply, do our own research in developing this area of medical education, in developing this tool, in improving it, finding new ways of applying it, in the knowledge that it is not something alien, it is something that has been with us. I would like to thank you very much for listening to me. On another occasion, when I have got the chance to come and meet you in person, we shall be able to discuss more about medical education and the Islamic perspective of various aspects of medical education, so that inshallah we can develop innovative and Islamic approaches to this medical education that will make it much better, not only for Muslims, but for the whole of humanity. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.